We're back in action, ladies and gentlemen. Bulletproof traders with the Market Scan and Opportunities Watchlist. That's the video you're watching right now. We have 4 assets to talk about. So let's go right at it. Let's dive in and start the analysis here. We're talking about the first one. First asset is the Dogecoin, which has all of its 3 targets valid: short-term, medium-term, and long-term. Let's take a look at that. First, we got to start with the trigger. The trigger level itself is 00715. It's that purple line right here that you see had defended its resistance structure just 5 days ago, right? 5-6 days ago. Price action was landing right at that level, right at the doorstep, and tried to penetrate, but it failed, right? A couple of days, actually, consecutive days, failed to break through. However, the structure is still valid. So if price action starts to smash through in the next day, 2-3 days, or whatever, then the trigger is going to get activated. And then we're looking at short-term target 00767, medium-term target, which is 00885, that blue line right here, and lastly the long-term target, which is 01083. So a lot of upside potential. Obviously, we're dividing that potential into 3 different stages, each assigned to a different target according to the depth of the cycle. So that Dogecoin, that's the first one. I want to jump right to the Solana. Solana is actively triggering itself right now as we speak, because the trigger itself is 7510. That's the blue line that it already surpassed. However, it's not confirmed yet because we're still in the middle of the daily session. We need to have a closing bar on the daily session, the daily close above 7510. That will be the trigger, the triggering event. And then we're looking at 2 targets: the short-term target and the medium-term target. We don't have any long-term target for this particular structure. Short-term target is the one that you see right above. The next one, 7710. It's very close by. So if price action is going to bite too much off of the distance toward that level, we might not even use that level as a target because we're going to be too close to it. Then we're just going to aim at the next big target, which is the medium-term target of 90.97. So a lot to look forward here to see how that one's going to resolve itself. Solana, with regards to the trigger level 7510, that's been taken right now as we speak, but still this is intraday activity, non-confirmed, I should say, intraday activity. So we're going to have to wait for the end of the day to get to make a decision, right? All right, so that's the second one. Third one is Ethereum with only 1 target. That is the medium-term target. Take a look. This purple line right here, standalone, 2294, almost 2295. That's the only target we have for the particular case here on the Ethereum. Here, the trigger is 1977, right? Right now, we're still far from the trigger as opposed to the case we've just seen on the Solana. Here, we're still far away from the trigger, but if price action keeps moving forward and at some point starts to cross over 1977 trigger, starts to establish itself above, that's going to be our call to take action. And from that point forward, we're going to start aiming at the medium-term target of 2295. All right, last but not least, talking about the Binance, also known as BNB. Here we were aiming at 614.20. So we hit that target and we got out, right? We're on the sideline right now as far as the Binance goes. However, we now see that the previous target of ours, 614, as a new trigger for a new structure to get activated. And the new structure activated will be the structure that goes all the way up to 658.96. 658.96, that's the next big key level resistance. But again, the path is going to be activated only once price action starts to break above 614.20, which, as you can see, got rejected. Price action got rejected by that level, which was our target previously, but it did got rejected just a few days ago. So once the price action starts to establish itself above 614.20 with a confirmation at least on the daily close, then we have something to work with. We're going to be jumping back into a bullish campaign, a new one, and this time aiming at the only target we have in sight, which is the medium-term target of 658.96, almost 659. All right, guys, so there you go. That's about that. Market Scan Opportunities Watchlist. Hope you enjoyed that video. See you in the next one. Take care.